And large political rallies, both for and against President Yoon, are set to sweep across the capital city in the run-up to the impeachment vote. One obvious rally spot is Yeouido, where the vote is taking place today, and our Lee Eun-hee is there right now. Now, Eun-hee, I see that it doesn't look as crowded as last week, still crowded. Tell us what you're seeing right now.
Yes, Dami, good morning. I'm right here at the National Assembly in Yeouido, where protests both calling for and opposing President Yoon Suk Yeol's resignation have been going on for the past few days. So far, it seems like a smaller crowd than what we saw last week, with people voicing their demands. Their demands ahead of the second scheduled vote on President Yoon's impeachment later at 4 p.m. It is definitely getting louder and louder here at the scene. And so let's go ahead and hear what those who have been out since early this morning have to say.
I came all the way from New York because I can't tolerate the policy where Yoon Suk Yeol is reportedly trying to target and harm our younger doctor colleagues.
I'm a student and I'll be joining a pre-rally with other students from my school at 1 p.m. The president's impeachment should have happened last week, so it's frustrating that it's been delayed by a week. I'm hopeful it will happen this week, but if not, I'll keep pushing and showing people that this is how we, the women in their 20s and 30s, feel.
Since the declaration of martial law, which lasted for 6 hours earlier this month, protests have spread across many cities in the country. In the capital city, Seoul, large-scale protests are typically held at Gwanghwamun Square. However, martial law-related demonstrations and rallies calling for the president's resignation are mainly in Yeouido, which is where the National Assembly is located, while rallies supporting President Yoon are concentrated in Gwanghwamun. Here around the National Assembly, organizations including the Korean Federation of Trade Unions, South Korea's largest labor union, will hold a candlelight rally scheduled to start at 3 p.m., where over 1 million people are expected to gather. Going over to Gwanghwamun, organizations in support of President Yoon, including the Liberty Unification Party, are set to hold a large counter-protest starting at 1 p.m. Organizations anticipate at least 100,000 participants. In addition, several other organizations in support of the president have announced plans to hold a rally near the National Assembly's main gates. Tensions are expected to escalate, particularly when the results of the impeachment vote are announced.
Eun-hee, we are expecting over 1 million people to take to the streets across Seoul just today. How is the capital city preparing to brace for such a large crowd then?
Yes, in response, there will be stronger response and security measures compared to last week. At the moment, there are no huge telecommunication errors at the moment, but as the crowd grows, there might be similar issues like last week, where people had experienced poor connections, and so especially around here at the National Assembly. According to the Ministry of Science and ICT, major telecommunication companies plan to deploy an additional 36 telecom-based stations around crowded areas and establish nearly 40 temporary stations to handle the surge in telecommunication traffic. Those companies will also assign over 100 personnel for real-time monitoring and on-site support. Seoul City will deploy over 1,000 on-site personnel, including police officers and the fire department personnel, expand emergency medical teams, and use traffic and security CCTV to monitor crowd density. Additionally, with more students participating in recent protests, the Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education has created safety response teams to prepare for any emergencies in crowded areas of Yeouido and Gwanghwamun. Nearly 200 personnel will be stationed on-site before the protests begin and will ensure that students return home safely afterwards. So subway stations on lines 5 and 9, which are the most used routes to reach Yeouido and Gwanghwamun, will also have increased services.
That was our Eun-hee live from Yeouido, just outside the National Assembly. Thank you, Eun-hee. You stay safe there.